maybe you've been offered a free boat. They come at a cost. Even though you're not paying for the boat, they do come at a cost. I have come across this one here, a Seawych. I have actually been offered this boat. They've offered me, if I want it, I can have it for nothing, which there's some bits on it. But let's take a look at a Seawych and see what comes with a project Seawych. Derelict, abandoned, been languishing in a boatyard for God knows how long, and it's taken its toll. So we're going to have a look over it and see what problems we can find and what we need to be looking for. Is it worth doing or not? Let's go and have a look. So first thing that I'm looking for is an ID, a name or a sail number, anything that will identify this Seawych. Now the hull has been painted. I think it's been rolled at some point. It's a red hull that's been painted blue. Now I've been trying to look for any trace of a name underneath this paint. I can't see. It's got a lot of bloom, but I can't see any kind of marking that might give me some sort of idea of what its name might have been. Let's have a look on the back, on the transom. Underneath, any kind of name would help. I don't know if that's... No, there's nothing there. Right, so we've got no sail number, no name. If there had been, there's people in the old Seawych group, Owners Association, that might have had a register, that if I'd have had a name to give them, they could tell me when it was last within the club. At least we'd know, or maybe know some history. This one we know nothing. It's been here a very long time. The guys at the boatyard, they offered it me for nothing. It's been here years. He couldn't say how long. It's been years. So first of all, let's have a look at the fiberglass. Now at first view, the fiberglass actually looks okay. That's the top sides as well as the hull underneath. Although it's been painted, which I'm not a great fan of painting fiberglass. I'm quite a believer that poor gel coat is better than fresh, nice paint. But with the actual fiberglass itself, the GRP, I can't actually see a problem. The only one I can see is on that mast step there, but we'll come to that in a bit. As we can see, the rubbing strip has finished, gone. There's no sign of it, not underneath or anywhere. The only trace of it is this. This is the only bit left, so somebody obviously at some point has taken it. Because the windows have fallen in, they're inside. We'll have a look at them in a minute. But the rubber beading, this is the bead that goes into the rubbers, which is the original. Yeah, they're all up here still. So, but the rubbers have been no good anyway. But we'll have a look in there in a bit. That. If you run your fingers around, it is actually varying widths. Fiberglass kind of goes in and out. It's not uniform thickness. Up there it's quite thick, and here it thins down a bit, which is normal. That's how it always is. The mast and boom is all there, so's the rigging. I can see kinks in the rigging, but if anyone was to take this on as a project, that rigging would have to be replaced. It's also got the original roller furling. Oh, it's even still got that spacer at the bottom. That's still on there. That's all right, good. Stanchions are all in place, the lifelines are all in place. These are different to mine. these ones here are different, so I don't know whether this is a later kind of model or an earlier one than mine. Mine's 1977. The Red Admiral's from 1977 it was ordered. Yeah, we've still got a chain. That's all the same. So that is all actually in surprisingly good condition. That's still there. It's going to take some freeing up, but it's still there. They're still there. Cleats are still on. This is another thing that's different. This one is in 2 halves. All the ones I've seen, this is all one piece. The push pit is all in one piece normally, but this one's got the bridge out the middle. Unusual. Outboard bracket. Right, now looking at this doesn't look right. I think it's probably the original, but these are all steel. All the bolts are steel. Look at that, it's rusted out. So that would be no good. You would need to replace this outboard bracket if you was going to be using this boat. The wood has also seen better days. Delaminating and rotten. So that'd be no good. Right, the rudder bracket. No bends, all nice and straight. They're fine. That's fine. Look at that, it's still there. All the originals. That's all the originals. That's the original. That one there's the original. Yeah, the mast and boom seem okay. There doesn't seem to be kind of powdering on the surface, so that seems all right, but someone has pinched a roller from off of there at some point by the look of it. Handrails are all there on the top. Grab rails, they're there. Let's I think we should jump up there and have a look. Right, now got to be careful stepping into here. We don't know what we're walking into. Like I say, it hasn't been touched for a very long time. Right, looks like the original locker lids, because these are missing. Looks like there's one. Yeah, look at that. There is absolutely nothing left of that. That was one of the locker lids. The old fuel tanks. The bulkhead. That's all solid up the top. Down the bottom. Oh, I reckon I could push my finger through that. I won't, just to make the point, but this bulkhead is rotten at the bottom. It's obviously been laid with water for a long time. Right, these are interesting. You've got that block that comes through. Now what that would have been for was for the locker lids to shut them down so they can't be lifted. That would go through into the cabin. You would pull that tight, which means that you couldn't just lift up the locker lid, you'd have to undo it from inside the cabin. That's one of the original features of these boats. Not a lot else under here. There's the other locker lid, completely gone. Looking at the cockpit drains, they would definitely need working on as well. So that's something else that would need doing if you were to take this on. I'm not saying it wouldn't sail again, because I do believe it would. Lots of moss and mould though. Everything is covered in moss and mould. Filthy. But let's look beyond that. Right, the hatchway. The actual hatch itself is okay. Smooth running. The washboard. Yeah, that's gone. That is paper thin, and yeah, that's gone. But the rest of it, the teak here, is fine. Just needs a sand down and a good oiling. That's all they need. Same as these grab rails, but I probably wouldn't use them. They're a bit wobbly, and I think the actual wood has split as well by the look of it. But so far so good. Let's have a look at that mast step while we're there. Now I can see from here, I don't suppose you can see it on the film too well, but that coach roof is sagging right down. There's no cracks or grazing though on this fiberglass moulding. We have got part of the gel coat missing there, but there's no cracks as such to the actual thing. That's that bit that's missing. But yeah, that is okay. Can't really tell up top, but from down here all this looks okay. This will need oiling before that would need working, but underneath these, under there, if I show you, there's a little hole, and that's where you oil them. So right, okay, I normally have that on top anyway. Obviously all the lines and sheets no good. The stays would need to be replaced, but at least they're there. Handrails are there. There's not much in the way of holes being drilled where things have been screwed on, so that's a good sign. The fiberglass itself is actually good, so that is a good sign. At least you've got something to start with. That sticker there, can't really read it now. Well, you can just about, I think. SSS bars. This is the original mast and boom. That vent snapped off, so that would need replacing. Inside the cabin, filthy. It's obviously filled up with water at some point. You can see there where the water lines come up to inside, but it's filthy. The sink and tap, that's something I've not got on mine. Someone's put a strip of teak along there. Oh, they've got the water bottle under there. That's where that feeds from. And the sink goes down into that corner there. Right, underneath. Yeah, it doesn't, nothing untoward under there that I can see. Fiberglass all looks good. This is what I'm looking at the moment, is the moulding. Moulding's all good. This door might actually get away with just being oiled. There's a little bit at the bottom. Oh no, that needs replacing. It's rotten at the bottom. Right, here's where the keels are. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of rusting underneath that fiberglassing. It's not been fiberglassed that well by the look of it, but that actually looks okay. Look under there's the, that's okay. That's solid. That piece of wood there, that bulkhead underneath there looks okay. Same as that bulkhead. Now, I don't know if you can see it, I don't know if the camera picked it up, but there is a hell of a drop in this roof here. I don't know what's underneath that. There's like some wooden circular bit. That's where the bottom of the mast step is, the middle of the main beam. But that roof is sagging right down. I don't suppose you can pick that up, but it's sagging a lot. That needs attention. That cannot be left. That is work right there. Another way of telling when the roof beam is sagging is these also bow. As the roof is pressed down, so it presses on these, and these will actually bend. I've actually seen these, a bit like a banana. If you put a straight edge across that, you'll see it's not straight, that is bowed. That's taking some of the strain from that roof. So, but the wood is good. So these locker lids, rotten, they're no good. They can be easily replaced. But looking again, what I'm looking for here is the mouldings for these keel bolts. Now I can see rust marks underneath them, so that's not a great sign. That's not a great sign. If I was to be taking this on, I'd be cutting this off and having a look underneath. It's only a fiberglass in over the top of the weights that are inside, which are steel or ballast. They're like stampings. I want to see them, because I look at the other side. Oh, got battery in the way there. This is where the actual, on this side is where the batteries originally were. This is where they are on the plans. That one, I can't see any rust marks. That doesn't look too bad. That side I can see them. This side I can't. But again, on this one, they've got a portaloo. They haven't got, oh, why did I lift that up? Why did I lift that up? Oh, it stinks. Right, that's okay, that bit's fine, nothing wrong with that one. Yeah, they have put, see, this is what they was using as headlining, this corded carpet. These would have to come out, they're rotten, I can see that. Obviously the windows have leaked, same as under there, look. No good, so they would come out. But yeah, this is it. I'm hearing all sorts of problems where people have tried to get this headlining off. Here, it's okay, look at that, it's coming off with my fingernail. Let's use an old bit of wood. Look. Oh, that's handy. Ah, look at that. I thought people said they was stuck on and couldn't remove it. Not in this case, it's not. Look, it's gone straight back to the fiberglass. Oh, that's a good sign. But that isn't. Oh look, it's wet. That's wet. 2 holes drilled in there. See, this is where I put a hole in mine. I put a hole there, hole in the middle, and a hole there. So if I do get any water in that mast beam, I'm going to know. That's part of a bee nest. Or wasp nest, one of the two. There's the window rubbers. There's your 3 windows. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one's in there. So the windows are all here. They just need to be put back in, which isn't an easy job, but I know that some of you have done it. But it's not a job that I would envy, I don't think, but one day we'll have to come round. So, yeah, what do we do? Oh, let's have a look under this one. Oh, look, another wasp nest. Old one, collapsed down. That's what I wanted to see, is what's under this. Nothing. That locker's empty. That's normally where the collapsible water bag normally fits on that, on the plans. That's where they go, and that's where my one is as well. So yeah, what do you reckon? Would you take this on? It's bare bones. We'll have a look at the keels in a minute when I go back outside, but yeah, all of this would need replacing. I think I'd replace this. This would obviously go. I don't know what that is. Plasterboard? Yeah, plaster. Oh no, I think it might be that asbestos stuff sod that. We don't want that. Let's get out of here. Right, let's look at these keels from outside. So, on first inspection, I can't see any splits in that. There's no cracking, there's no splits. There's no more bulging than I would expect to see, really. That looks fine to me. Oh, what's that bit there? Oh, spider web. Right, that looks fine to me. I don't see any worrying signs of the ballast expanding, the steel ballast. There's no sign of it on the outside. I saw some bits of what looked like rust marks inside, but nothing from out here. Looking at the other keel, that is also the same. Doesn't appear to be any more expansion than what you would normally see. The keel shoes are missing. There's no keel shoes, but that's okay, you can buy them new. But there's no crazing, cracky going on with that fiberglass, so that's good. You can see the seam of the original, where they, of the fiberglass in the original seam when they made it, when it was cast in the mould. Still see it on mine. Comes up here, comes round here, goes down there. Right, I'm happy with those keels. So as the rubbing strake is off, I was quite impressed to see someone on the website, Facebook page, where they actually removed these bolts. They've removed these bolts and actually separated the top sides from the hull. If I was going to be doing that roof beam, I think that's the way I would like to go. Remove this top shell, turn it upside down and replace the roof beam that way. If I was to take this boat on. This is the wrong way round. You've got the flat side there, that should be aft, and I'll explain to you why. Here you've got them sharp edges. Now if you were being towed, say you had a breakdown or whatever, you were being towed, if that would have been your tow rope, it is against those sharp edges. If you were being towed, that would cut that line. If you had any kind of strain on that, that would start to chaff and wear into those ropes. It should be pulling from that way. If it was the right way round, that wouldn't cut the rope. Flat edges go aft. It's a shame it's been painted blue. I'd like to have seen if there would have been any crazing on the gel coat underneath. Can't really tell with that blue paint over the top, but I can't see any through the paint. I mean, it wouldn't take much to buff that up, I don't think. No, that would come up. It's not a offensive blue, nice dark blue. Headlight, part of a dink there, which isn't too bad. It's part of the original gel coat under there, so the chip out of the paint. Oh yeah, would you take on a boat like this? I don't think I will. Or should I? No sails though. Be nice if it had sails. It's got nothing. All the important stuff you need to sail is not there. So we'd have to buy the locker lids, we'd have to buy the keel shoes. On this one we'd have to replace the roof beam. I would have a look at the ballast inside those keels by cutting out the fiberglass from inside and having a look. The interior needs starting afresh. That's not actually too bad. That doesn't scare me. It's that roof beam that does. People have done it, successfully done it. It's not a quick and easy job, but it can be done. Do I save this boat for the parts? But that's an awful lot of fiberglass I need to cut up once I've got off all the bits. So yeah, I don't know. There's the other one there, look. That one's still there. Oh, that one turns. Oh, well. So, hope you enjoyed. I might film a bit more. But I hope you've enjoyed, and I've got some food for thought here with this one. Whether to save some of it or not, or let it sit here for another 20 years. Don't know. We'll see. If anyone knows what age this might be, going by the fittings, i.e. these stanchions, I mean they're really narrow compared to mine, and mine just have a hole that go through the tube. But if anyone's got these same ones on their boat, I don't know if it's an early model or a later one, be interesting to know. So if I was to save this boat, I think it would be for the parts. If not for me, then for other Seawych owners. I know there's other boats out there with bent stanchions and other things, so parts from this would come in handy for someone. It'd just be a shame to see this boat just cut up, scrapped, with all the fittings that you just can't buy anymore. It's a shame the rubbing strake isn't there. But the windows are, I know they're coming handy for some people. The mast, the boom, roller reefing, that'll come in handy for someone. So it will come, you know, if I'm to save it, then it'll only be for parts, I think, which is a shame. But at least I know it would be saving some other boats from the same kind of fate, really. We'll see.